well, and TY fed hard. Game number 2 has started up here on the map Overgrowth.
Did you say fed hard?
He fed hard, man.
No.
I'm using MOBA terms now.
You got ganked.
Over here on the...
Acer MMA.
I forget what the red side is called on
Top
Dota.
right?
No. I was going to make a Dota joke here.
Oh.
Since I just made the feeding reference.
Yeah.
Down here, man.
KT Roster
bad.
TY.
I've actually played a good amount of Dota. I can't believe these names suddenly escaping me. I guess because we're live here.
I guess because if it can go wrong, it will go wrong.
That's right. Well, that's
your hair, the broadcast being just shut down today.
Yeah, the power going out.
TY's play.
Everything's going wrong.
I predicted TY to win. He opens like that.
Can we just start this whole cast over?
I wish we could.
This has been rough, man.
What if this is Groundhog's Day and we have to make it perfect like in the movie and we have to figure out what caused that power outage and stop it? How would we even do that? That would be so annoying to figure out. I think I'd live this day for like 2 years before I got around to doing that.
By then you'd be really good at the piano and, you know.
No, I just like, every day I just like eat chocolate cake all day because I'm going to wake up normal
anyways.
anyways.
Eat chocolate cake and just drown yourself in whiskey because it doesn't matter. That is, by the way, one of the greatest movies ever made.
It's a
Groundhog's
movie.
Day. I mean, I remember watching that as a kid, and there was no movie that had made me think as much as that movie did. Like, what would I do if I was... In fact, a lot of our viewers might not have seen that.
Oh, definitely watch it.
It's actually quite an old film.
Yeah, it is. Whoa.
Oh, that's some great art.
Hey, they drew you inside a marine suit.
That's me. Look at that. My hair looks better in that marine suit, too.
Yeah.
Now, that Groundhog's Day, a movie where a guy wakes up in the same day
over
and over.
And he has to make it a perfect day.
Yeah, but don't spoil it.
Well, I mean, I already made that joke.
Snape kills Dumbledore.
Yeah, I know. I'm like, this movie's actually from the 80s taste, so I can spoil it's fine. But it's definitely worth watching.
Well, we have the two players peeking in. Looks like actually MMA's SCP pulled away very quickly. I don't know if he's going to try to hide something.
Well, he's got a Reaper on the way. I think he was just checking on gases, at that moment. So he's going to go ahead, take a very quick command center here. Looks like TY going to do the same as well.
Well, that SCV is actually going all the way up to the top left, which is interesting.
Maybe he's...
I think he's checking for proxies. Okay.
TY may have been hiding this SCV, trying to like find a timing where the Reaper wouldn't be there. You know, it's like a trick Protoss players use a lot. You leave the probe out and then try to check exactly what they're going for when the Reaper goes by, or when you think that they aren't going to have anything at their choke. But both players are going to go directly into factory, which is exactly what you expect considering Marine King is not playing this game.
I was thinking about way back when we saw the triple command center from MVP.
4GG?
MVP. You remember that?
Oh, triple command. Remember the 4 command from 4GG?
Oh, yeah.
He came in and did 4 command. We were like, whoa, he's the new guy. And then, like...
He died?
Yeah, he died.
We're like, oh,
he died and moved to Europe? Yeah, I remember that.
I hear 4GG's French is pretty good now.
I bet it is. He's lived there for a long
his
time.
French is supposed to be better than his English.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, that would make sense.
Did you know that Tasis was born in France?
I was born
4GG?
in France, man. Yeah. Where were you born, Artosis?
Massachusetts.
Not France. You were born in Massachusetts?
Yeah, I lived in New Hampshire, man. There's no hospitals in New Hampshire. It's too small and crappy.
Oh, I guess that would make sense. New Hampshire,
back in the 80s,
there could actually be an earthquake in New Hampshire would break off and sink into the ocean. It might be weeks before anybody noticed. Like,
that's true. It would be someone from Massachusetts trying to drive to Canada. That's how it would happen.
Man, hopefully this game is better. By the way, really disappointing showing here from TY. I hope he can get his groove back, because usually when you see games that bad, that's indicative of what the rest of the series is going to look like.
You're right. It is
especially for game number one. Especially for game number one.
But I don't think that's going to be what the series is going to look like, to be honest. Like, that was so far off that I feel like you can just shake your head and be like, what? And just, like, literally, like, games like that, I think you almost have to think to yourself, well, that game doesn't really count. That was stupid. Like, I'm not going to do that again, you know? Like, how many hours do you think he plays a day? Let's say he plays 10 hours a day. Okay, how many games does he have that look like that? Probably 0 every day? Like 1 a week or something? He's like, all right, well, I got that out of the way for the week, you know?
Yeah, I mean, we don't even cast games like that in the round of 16, or a round of 32, rather.
Normally nothing looks quite like that, so... Anyways.
Not even in Code A do we actually have games like that, so hopefully this will go a little bit better. TY is going to be boosting up here to the upper right.
Yeah, he does
And
have these Hellions over to the side as well.
Let's see if this fares a little bit better. The Marines are pretty bunched up, so they actually could be hit pretty hard. Oh, no, excuse me. There's actually Marines in that. I thought it was 4 Hellions for a second. I just looked at the 4 Hellions on the left side of the map and then decided also that medevac was full of Hellions. So we have the drop coming down here.
Nice
so far,
scan.
yeah, very nicely done.
Yeah. Picking off that Widow Mine, very, very important. If that had burrowed all the way and not gotten scanned, very sloppy to deal with it. But we are going to see TY continue to try to harass a little bit with this medevac. He does have a little bit of leeway.
So far, not too impactful. It looks like TY wants to take his third, actually building there at the third. Now, note, MMA already has his next command center close to finishing.
Yeah, and in fact, adding 2 E-bays. So the fact that we see TY going for this quick third base, and the fact that MMA is going for it much quicker, he's stopped the harassment, and he's getting his 2 E-bays quicker, I feel like MMA is just gaining an advantage here, Tasteless.
Yeah, MMA looking pretty stellar. Even the nice placement there. They have a Banshee to spot in case drop comes in here. Actually, unfortunately, he's not sending that Banshee down to kill that SCV, but I'm actually, at the same time, surprised TY would even build the command center there at the third.
At the third?
Doesn't that seem a bit risky?
Well, I guess it
God.
could be, but he's the one that's the aggressor on the map, and he saw a command center building, so I think he figures there's not really going to be any units on the map to mess with him.
Save the time save the travel time there.
Yeah, he's just like making the decision that MMA will not be there with this type of build. So nice little harassment going on here by TY. Going to definitely delay quite a bit of mining time here. Another siege tank coming up. If that siege tank gets up there and sieges, it does become a situation where, ooh, wow. It does become a situation where it's very messy to actually clean that up.
This can be pretty handy to do in TvT, just to get rid of one of the gases.
Yeah. And TY loves moves like these. I mean, he's used stuff like this a lot in Pro League as well, both against Terran and Protoss and Zerg.
Oh my God! I think he's going to lose that medevac. I think it's going to be hit by a Marine on the back end here. Is it not? Is he actually going to get out?
Yeah, he boosts right out of there.
Okay, nicely done.
Yeah, good.
Losing that would have been really bad. Meanwhile, small attack over here. Actually, just 2 Marines there, so he's almost just scouting that. But bit of a nuisance there for TY.
Yeah, that's mildly annoying. Might want to run those Marines. You got to assume that they're going to be able to deal with 2 Marines, right? These guys aren't going to stand their ground. They're not going to send 1 Marine to deal with those 2 Marines, right?
Note the positioning here that MMA expanded to. This is going to be strong for aggression, where TY seems to be much more interested in a slower game. I don't think TY is even aware.
Ooh!
Damn.
That was actually very nice, that Seeker Missile, taking out a medevac with it.
MMA has to get rid of this attack up here, or attack into TY. He can't sit on this for too much longer, or his opponent is going to get a lead.
Yeah, that's right. When he gets a lot of SCVs over there at that third base, it's definitely going to make a big difference. Stim just now starting, and Combat Shield's just now starting for TY. So he's not going to want like a big engagement for a little bit, but at least his 1-1 is catching right up.
Well, TY just sitting tight, occupying this location. All he has to do is defend everything. There's a little bit of an easier spot here for MMA if he wants to attack here into, since there's basically 2 locations on ground that TY has to defend from, and MMA can also, potentially go for drops later on here. Also, there's going to be a serious upgrade advantage here for MMA as well.
Yeah, that's well, actually, MMA hasn't started. His armory's only halfway done, and we have +2 just starting now.
You know what? You're
TY.
right. I just looked at the fact that MMA made those 2 E-bays, but you're totally right.
Yeah, well, you made them way earlier,
yeah,
but I guess that doesn't matter if you stop at 1-1.
I was just assuming that he wouldn't miss a beat there. I guess this attack up here from TY really has thrown MMA off rhythm a little bit.
It's definitely thrown him for a loop, but he has his 3 bases up right now. Taking a look at these SCV counts, very, very similar. Taking a look at the supplies, quite similar as well. So, still definitely anyone's game. Looks like a Raven coming down for some harassment.
I guess we know for sure now the Marine does beat the SCV in a one-on-one fight.
That is true, yes. It wasn't always that way, though, Tasteless.
Well, it looks like TY just going to try to clear up as much of the map as possible. Is the Raven going to come in here with auto turret, or maybe Just try to bomb the SCVs over there?
It should be auto turrets, realistically, I would say.
You'd think so.
With the siege tank there, it'll be cleaned up pretty quickly, but nah, I would think that that's what he's planning. That's normally what we see with those.
Factory almost finished here. Stim, by the way, also done now for TY. You got a lot more options to move around on the map when your Stim is done.
Yeah, their upgrades are actually completely even at this moment.
There's actually a chance they're going to pass each other. Oh, now that he's going left, maybe even full-on engage each other.
Looks like those auto turrets not going to do a whole lot. MMA trying to set himself up for something here behind those auto turrets, kind of making TY deal with that at the moment. But I like the setup of TY. I think he's done a good job this game. You know, having that sensor tower and the missile turrets all around his main base. He has those 3 bases as well, and he's got very similar upgrades. In fact, he's going to be a little bit ahead on that 2-2 and the +1 mech attack. So I'm quite liking it. He is a little bit behind on supply now, though, so doesn't want to engage quite yet, but he is up on siege tanks.
MMA is going to be going up to 4 bases pretty quickly here. I believe that's a CC being built there just to the bottom left of that expansion. So a drop comes in over here. This may trigger MMA to also attack into the front now.
It looks like MMA is starting to move his units a little bit. Scan does go down by TY, trying to find out where they are. He sees them incoming, so shouldn't be able to be caught off guard by this. Another auto turret going down. Ooh, I really like that auto turret.
Well, MMA is pushing up now over here. And this is going to be a little bit tricky here for TY to actually get that 4th base. A lot of pressure on this side of the map. When you go for Marine Tank, and there's a variety of different unit comps you can have in TvT, but this is really all about soft contains.
You got to be a little bit mobile with your forces. Eventually you can set up like a much more in-depth contain sometimes on these maps if you get ahead, but you know, right now there's no real way for him to do it. He's moving around, but he keeps on going into sensor tower range, so it's not like TY doesn't know exactly where this army is for most of the time.
Well, TY, I think it has the appropriate response is to go for positional play here. He's going to pick up, try to drop somewhere where the Terran army is not. Oh my God, that actually could get intercepted.
Wow,
okay.
That was actually very, very close. Another auto turret going down. Wow, that Raven really being worth a lot here. Look at that, 17 kills already.
And with the Marines over here at the right, I think he can actually cut off that base down there at the bottom right. Stimming Marines coming up here, and we can easily see what happens when medevacs are not present in one Marine army. He's also picking up over here and going to drop into the main.
That is a massive drop indeed. A ton of siege tanks in here. The missile turrets are here. We are going to have a counter drop by TY on top of it. Some Marines coming up, SCVs as well.
Frantically repairing a reactor for some reason, now being pulled.
Oh, man.
This may just be too much damage, though.
Yeah, this is quite a drop, and that auto turret is just worth so much. Oh my God. MMA, jeez. I guess he can keep bringing it, can't he?
Yeah, he looks fantastic. Still that expansion being made over there at the bottom right, but that might not matter with the number of SCVs that have already been killed. Finally. GG, there it is.
Is MMA just going to be like one of the best players in the world again, I guess?
It looks like it could be the case.
After all that time, he's just like, yeah, I don't know, I figured it out again. I remember what I forgot.
Nicely done there by MMA. I mean, I think this is 3-0, man.
This can happen, man. Maybe
we see the
MVP and Nesty can come back too.
I would love that. Wouldn't that be a treat? You see TY looking very discouraged right now. The coach actually coming down and kneeling beside him. He's hidden behind that monitor. And I'd probably try to just help boost the morale right now for TY.
Yeah.
Get him a better mentality.
Well, he has to be feeling pretty bad right now. He has been, like, the first game was weird how bad it was, and then the second game he actually played quite well, got himself into a good spot, but MMA just kind of outmaneuvered him.
Yeah, I hope that TY can play a little bit better, because otherwise it's for sure going to be a 3-0. We're going to go to a short little break. When we return, we're going to go on to game number 3 here with MMA against